Mr. Craftsman was brought in today. Doesn't start, needs carburetor cleaning. The 524 with the original Tecumseh. It's an older one. That's the way it was brought in. Look at the leaves. Can you imagine? I also have an ultrasonic cleaner running, so if it's bothering the sound, I'll redo it. But there's the carburetor. I was just able to get it off, so I thought I'd record it. And yeah, it was a little hard to come out, but I got it out. But as you can see, look at the condition of it. It's got a tickler, which is cool. They really work out nice to get rid of the water out of the carburetor. The water goes to the bottom of the bowl, so if you tickle the tickler, it takes away the water, and then it'll just get gas in it, and it'll start. It's the way they used to be made. Okay, this is the carburetor from the Craftsman, 24-inch, 5 horsepower. It's definitely a Tecumseh, and I wanted to point this out to you. If you have one of these little tools, they're like a Christmas set for picking nuts out of the shell, walnuts and whatnot. Comes in real handy getting stuff like this out, the little plastic cap. But I wanted to explain something to you. Underneath it here is on the older ones with a tickler, it has a little cylinder that this screws into. It's a jet, and if you use an ultrasonic cleaner, this will spin that little tube. It's a little sleeve, a cylinder. It'll spin it so this won't go back in again. But you got to make sure you remember that you have to go down inside of there with like a little nail or something like this and spin that little barrel around so the hole shows back up again, so you can screw this back in. Otherwise, you screw this in and not remember to do the barrel, you'll ruin the whole carburetor. It'll be toast. So just remember that with these older ones with the tickler. And some regular ones, like on Craftsman mowers with the Tecumseh engine 6.5, they all have that, but some of them, they don't have the cylinder that spins. And it usually doesn't get affected unless you use an ultrasonic cleaner, because that just vibrates the crap out of this. And it makes it so that little sleeve spins in place and the little hole goes away that sits into. So let's take it apart and see if it's the one with the cylinder in there or if it's the one without the cylinder. If it has a point on the end of this, then it's going to have the little cylinder. If not, then it's just a regular sleeve. Okay, this is just a regular one. So you don't have to worry about the, see how tiny that hole is? You don't have to worry about it spinning because there is nothing to spin. That's awesome. So take that apart. Today I got the old Chicago Electric dude. There we go. Thought I'd switch it up from my Milwaukee. Doesn't look too bad. Just remember, it always, sometimes, not yet, right there, there's that little hole right here. Got to make sure that is clean, otherwise it'll surge like crazy. A hole down inside of there, this hole right here. So that's that. So let's take this off, see what surprises we got. It's not that bad, I've seen worse. And my mixture that I use in the ultrasonic cleaner will clean this right up, no problem. I'll show it to you when I'm done. Just be very careful of this little tickler, the little seal, because that little seal will deteriorate. If you use carburetor cleaner, you'll just destroy that. It'll be no good. And they just don't make these bowls anymore. So let's pull that out. There we go. I think I may have rebuilt this, I think 2 or 3 years ago. The guy just doesn't take care of his stuff. There's that keeps me in business, you know. There's that. Yeah, I definitely rebuilt this. That's like, looks brand new. We don't get snow around here very much, but when we do, it's like 2 or 3 feet. So these things just sit around and collect dust and deteriorate, and then when they need them, they don't work. But this is the kind, and you see that little seat down in there. I have replacement seats, but I think that's okay. This guy right here is a plastic one with the 2 rubber O-rings on it. I don't have those replacements, but my mix doesn't bother them. My mix is 25% water, 25% simple green purple, make sure it's the purple, and then 50% white distilled vinegar. And that's what I use for this, but don't leave it in too long because it'll turn this carburetor here a gray. It won't hurt the carburetor, it'll just turn it gray. You have to leave it in for any longer than, say, an hour, as I do 2 half-hour runs with my big 10-liter ultrasonic cleaner. But let me get this set up in there, and I'll be right back. Yeah, so this is my mix. It's a Reese's miniature cups container, and that's my mix inside of there. It doesn't look like much, but it's strong. I even throw these in, it won't hurt them. And there's that, what that looks like. Don't know, can you get that off? That'll come off when it washes up. There it goes, sinking, sinking, sinking. There it goes. And there goes this. And this. That'll float. There's that. There's that. Yeah, we'll throw it in, why not? Don't need to throw the pin in, but why not? I filter everything anyway. Yeah, let's leave that on. I'll get another one of them new. But it's all ready. Go throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner now for 2 30-minute cycles. That's my big 10-liter. I only keep water in it when I use it because where I am right now it's supposed to be like 7 degrees, so it'll freeze this thing solid and destroy it, but it's the 10-liter. So when I turn it on, you'll hear it. Okay, I replaced, had to check underneath it here and make sure there was no mouse nest or anything. It was fine. Pain in the ass to get apart, but I replaced the rope. The rope was beginning to fray. I'll show you that here in a second. But yeah, there's the part of the rope that was frayed. Right there at the very base. Just ready to snap right off. I knew it. So I replaced the whole rope. So just changed the oil. You guys get a chance. See if you guys can get this one of these 4 uncles with the air assist. This thing sucks the oil up so fast you won't even believe it. Pick one of those up if you can. Now, as you can see, it came out nice. Everything works as it should. It looks good. That's that. Ran a wire through here and through this section. And I ran a wire through that piece and right here and inside of there. There's that. As I said, my concoction, my mixture doesn't destroy anything. There's this. Turned out nice. So we're going to reassemble it now, see how it works. I also wanted to show this part right here. There's a little nipple sticking off of this float, and that little nipple goes to the underside of that right there on the bowl. So when you put it on, make sure you put it on with that little nipple sticking up. It's supposed to go against that. So it goes just like that. Okay, let's start it up. Choke. Success! Yay!